Welcome to another episode of Dinner Starts Here with Matt. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, we can be honest, this isn't what your farm looks like. We're not at your farm. We are in the middle of downtown Toronto right now.
Sure.
The Royal Agricultural Winter Fair. And you've brought part of the herd.
Animals. We brought 8 animals. Yep.
8 beef animals. So let's start there. You're a beef farmer first.
Yep. So we are a purebred operation, mostly cow-calf, but we also finish our own steers as well. So everything kind of starts at our herd and hits the end market. So we do, part of our operation is finishing our own steers, and then the other half is purebred livestock that we sell to purebred producers, but also to commercial cattlemen.
So then, back up a little bit. So the finishing part is kind of like the feedlot we went to visit, where it's basically turning that animal, raising it so that it's going to meat. The purebred side's that's the one I want to chat about more. What makes them purebred beef cattle, first of all?
So our animals are all 90% higher in terms of their blood genotype for the Limousin breed.
Okay.
And so each animal is papered, and it comes with all of their parentage, and it goes back several generations to give you their sire, dam, but then also their maternal and paternal grandsires and granddams.
So kind of like if somebody's got a purebred border collie and they've got those paperworks and all that, you basically do the same thing but with cattle.
Yeah, so we have papers on every animal.
Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. So then you're here at the Royal, it's downtown Toronto. You have a lot of people that walk through. I mean, I've been touring around all day. There's a lot of school kids here, teachers. When you are kind of interacting with people, what are some of the questions that you get, or what are some of the things that people wonder about when it comes to beef animals?
People always come up with great questions, and so we have everything from people asking the breed of our animal, and so we raise Limousin, or they'll ask about other ones depending on the color and shape and size. We always show a large 2-year-old bull, and that seems to draw a lot of people because they're just huge.
Well, you were talking about that before, weighed him at what, 2,000 something pounds?
Yeah, so he weighed 2,360 pounds.
Man, that's an animal.
He's pretty big, and that seems to catch people's eyes. We do get a lot of questions about why they're tied up, what we feed them. So we feed it's a high protein ration, so we use master feeds, but it is a show ration that just provides a little bit balance for their feed, but also it helps grow their show coat, so it gives them a nice shiny hair
and shiny.
Yeah. So we get a lot of questions about feed. We also get questions about what breed, whether they produce milk or not.
They don't. These are going to beef.
Yeah. So, the females can produce milk, but it's just milk for their own calves. From some of the younger school kids, we always get the question whether our brown cows produce chocolate milk, which is always a good laugh, and they definitely do not. So that's always one of my favorite questions.
Okay, so that's all the questions you get while you're here, but what's the actual reason you're here? I mean, talking to people is fun, but it's not the whole reason you're here.
No, our primary purpose to come is to display our animals for purebred cattlemen, but also for some of the commercial cattlemen that come. And then we do have a competition, and on Sunday is our show day, and we'll take our cattle through the show ring, and there is a judge that is there to evaluate the conformation and structural soundness of the animals.
So, because that's one thing, you see a lot of people when they're walking around the Royal, they're kind of attracted to the ring because, first of all, it's this big space, there's a lot of animals that are being led around. When you talk about structural soundness and things like that, what's that really mean? Why are they in the ring, and what are people actually looking for that makes you first and the next person second?
Yeah, so when the judge is there looking for structural soundness, they're really trying to evaluate whether that animal has a long-term future in a cow herd. It's always the goal when you're producing purebred stock that a cow should be in my herd for 10, 12, 15 years. And so that is an incredibly long time period, especially considering that cow will probably produce 14 to 15 calves if she lives to 16 years old.
Wow.
So that is a very large component, because replacing livestock costs us a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's all about trying to get the most out of the animals that we do have on our farm.
Yeah.
The judge will go through and give reasons, and we listen to those reasons and see what is working with our program. And then over years of development of our breeding program, we may choose different bulls or different cows to introduce to our herd to try to implement maybe more soundness or more structural correctness, better feet and legs, better udders, deeper cattle, longer cattle. Those are things that seem to help produce more meat, but also help with the purebred and the cow-calf operation as well.
Now, I mean, you're here today. You're here for what? Probably 5 or 6 days.
Yep.
It's you. Your parents are here. Your brother and his wife and kids, and your wife and kids, and like this is a big family deal. First of all. Second of all, you're here for days at a time. You've taken time off work, all that kind of stuff. I mean, is it worth it? Do you like? Why do it in the first place? Why put so much effort into bringing A here?
Sometimes we wonder that ourselves, actually. But honestly, our biggest thing is that we're a family-run operation. My dad started in Limousin cattle back in the 80s, and we've continued this generation, passing on to me and my kids and my brother and his kids. And it's been amazing that we've been able to grow as a family farm. And so half of the reason we come is because we get the time to go spend with our family. It's like some families go to the Disneyland or to an island
Come on,
somewhere.
Kids, let's go to a beach show.
We go show cows, and that's one of our favorite pastimes as family. Plus, we've become extremely close with many of the other families and farms that come out and show. So they become an extended family.
All around here, like, you know, looking around at all these other herds, because there's dozens and dozens of other herds, they're all in the same boat you are too. They're all family-run operations, all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, so part of it is that we just like hanging out with each other, and the competition is a very small component of it. I always take the competition as to what I can improve instead of where I actually finish.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, after the show's all done and the ribbons and banners are handed out, we all like to hang out and have a good time and laugh and joke around. So that's what it's all about for us.
Well, thanks for having me today,
Hey,
Matt.
thank you very much.